Our mission at KeeSystem is really to simplify the daily life of our clients by providing our clients the best tool all together in the solution KeeSense. And these dashboards can be linked to compliance module, to warnings modules, to task management modules. And all them together, all them combined, provide to our clients a really interesting tool. It is part of our passion to provide our clients the best technology to help them manage their clients' wealth.
So the idea is to have different measures of risk to check if the risk is in adequation of the profile of the client. So you have determined the different risk measure of a portfolio. So you have different indicators, different risks, but the idea was not to have just a snapshot of the level of risk, but the evolution of the risk. Because sometimes you have a portfolio with a low risk during 3 years, and after the risk is very high. And we have to have the sentiment of what is the average level of risk and the evolution of the risk. The asset allocation is not enough to consider the risk of a portfolio. Very often we are considering the level of stocks to determine the level of risk of portfolio. We have to consider the risk of the different asset classes without considering just the name of the asset classes. So this is very important to have the risk measure of the different asset classes. This is the reason of the dashboard is very useful for a portfolio manager. The example of 2022 is very important because some clients with a defensive profile has lost a lot of money. They are very surprised because they were thinking to take low risk in their portfolio because they were investing in bonds. But bonds can be very risky at a certain point. So this is very important to consider the real risk of the different asset classes, not just the name of the asset classes.
So when we decided to create these dashboards, we decided to, as we are used to do it since the beginning of KeeSystem, was to really start from a white page. First, we discuss with our clients what are their needs, what they want to show to their clients, and starting from there, we come to discuss with Thierry, as he's a professor in finance. He's working also with our clients because he's advising independent wealth manager and single and multi-family offices. It was an evidence for us to work together because we can together create the dashboard with all the indicators our clients want to see in order to make the best advice and manage their clients' wealth in the best way as it's possible. The main benefits is to link together experts in our fields and provide to our clients the best expertise as possible. So what I really appreciate in this partnership is that as we serve the same clients, we can provide them, I would say, the state of the art of what we want. And these dashboards, thanks to all of these indicators, of these graphs, of these numbers, as Thierry said previously, is not only to give numbers, is to have a global overview on this risk.
The objective of the calculation of different risk measures is to calculate the risk-adjusted return of the portfolio. So you have different ratios. The first ratio is the Sharpe ratio. The Sharpe ratio is the more used ratio, but it's not the more important ratio because it's based on the volatility. The indicator of risk of the Sharpe ratio is the volatility. And the volatility is not really a risk indicator, it's more uncertainty indicator. So it was very important to calculate other ratios, such as the Sortino ratio based on the negative deviation. That means the standard deviation of the negative return. To calculate the standing ratio, it's the return compared with the average drawdown of the portfolio, and the Kalman ratio because it's the return compared with the max drawdown of the portfolio. Because the major risk indicator for a client is to lose money. So it's very important to focus on the downside risk, the risk to lose money, exactly. And after we have calculating the value at risk, because the value at risk is to say, okay, with 99% probability, 95% probability, which is the maximum loss I will have on 1 week. And the other ratio, very important, is the conditional value at risk, which is the, okay, what's happened in the worst 1% or the worst 5%, how much I can lose in the worst case scenario. The beta is the market risk. Why is it very important? Because very often we are considering the equity risk of a portfolio. Say, okay, I have 40% of equity in my portfolio, so my equity exposure is 40%. It's wrong, because maybe you have other underlying with an equity component, convertible bond, high yield, or whatever. So it's very important to know what is the global beta, the global market risk, the global equity risk of my portfolio.
It was a great pleasure because we know each other for years. We are both experts in our fields, so it was just a question of passion. So we were exchanging our ideas, we were challenging our ideas, we were thinking at solutions, then we implemented the solution really quickly on a proof of concept environment, and then we challenge each other our ideas, we challenge each other's the methodology, and it was a real fresh moment, I would say, in our journey, because this passion and when we do innovation, which is at the heart of our experience and our job, of our daily job. I know that your daily job is also a question of passion. So we are both passionate. So it was only a good moment. And honestly, we want to even do more together because it's easy to work together.
It was a big challenge, and when I see the result, I'm very proud of this, because it's even better of what I have in my mind at the beginning.